Hi, Sixth Period. It's Mr. Wormuth. I sent your parents last night this long email about your speeches because I think that they need to be involved too at this point, especially if you're away from school. So today's Thursday, October 8th. Today's info page covers today and tomorrow. We're going to work on those speeches today and tomorrow in class. If you're stuck at home, check your email and watch the video that I sent, read everything that I sent. There are attached files to the email that I sent you and your parents, so you can do the exact same thing we're doing in class. Okay, so the 30-second version is this. You're going to do a speech on some type of animal-related topic. Those of us that we've been able to talk, you chose a topic, and if I haven't heard from someone, I assigned you a topic. So that topic comes to you through your email. There were about 4 or 5 of you last night that I reached out to and said, here's your topic, here's what you're doing. So the expectation is that you will do the research and you'll create a speech using the note cards. The note cards kind of walk you through whatever you need to add for the next few days. And when you return to school, most of you will return to school on Monday. I think it's Monday or Tuesday. Then we'll start organizing that speech and making sure that there's time for everyone to give their speech. The hope is that we can do those next week by the end of the week, and that can be a grade that goes on to this last quarter. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. We'll just see. If anything, what I'll do is I'll record your grades somewhere, and then if we can't all make the speeches by the end of the week, then we'll add those grades to next quarter. So don't worry about that. Just worry about doing your job. Do your research. Come up with 3 interesting facts about why your animal is so smart, or 3 steps in a process if your topic has to do with a process like adopting a pet. If you need help, ask. Just email me. I can answer your questions. It's a pretty easy thing to do. I think some of the kids are learning that in class now, that if you find your 3 steps and you start putting your information down on note cards, the speech almost writes itself. It's very, very easy to do. All right, so your reminders for today and tomorrow. I may have to change the wording a little bit. It's a combined info page because we're doing the same thing today and tomorrow. We're working on the speeches. Your reminders, your digital share, 1C, that is due. That was due last night. So make sure that if you haven't submitted that, there's a click here. Use it. Submit your digital share. Your lesson 15 linking verbs. That's something we talked about yesterday in class and assigned it, and I think just about everyone in class was able to get that done and submit. This is just a worksheet. You're submitting your answers through the Google form. All the questions or examples are there for you. All you have to do is look at the all capitalized word and tell me if it's an action verb or a linking verb. Okay. Again, if you have questions, just email me and ask. It's not a hard thing to do. There's a click here for that. You should be through chapter 9 of Where the Red Fern Grows for Friday. We'll talk about chapter 8 a little bit today. Keep reading. You should also expect a reading check tomorrow on Friday. Okay, feels like there's a lot going on, but I think that's just kind of the way it's turning out. Digital share is something you've been working on since last week. The linking verbs is a new thing. The reading is always there, and you should always expect reading checks, just short little quizzes while we're doing those readings. So today, just a really quick rundown on what you're going to do in class, or if you're away, this is what you should be working on at home. So you're going to do your research, hopefully finish your research. The idea is that you research your topic. You could use that worksheet that I sent out to you or that you received in class. You write down, your 3 main points or 3 interesting facts about your topic, or 3 steps in a process. You share where you're finding your information, so the source is important. There's a place for that on the paper. And then you start putting together your note cards. So the red cards, they will not appear red to you if you're downloading them and printing them or recreating them at home. Those introduction cards, they kind of walk you through how the speech is going to start. So there's lines for you to fill in with pencil. You'll write in your information, and then that part will be done. So you need an attention getter. So I suggest a did you know, like an interesting fact that is not part of your 3 interesting facts. Something funny, something on the side that you can begin with. And then the other red card, the second red card, is a preview of what you're going to talk about in your speech. So you'll start this by saying, today I'm going to tell you about whatever your topic is, and then you're going to give just a quick, I'm going to tell you about how baboons are friendly to each other, how baboons play with small baboons, children, to relieve stress, and how they help each other when they can. Something like that. The body cards, the main point cards, that's a separate file that I sent to you. Those cards are labeled 3, 4, 5, and there may be an extra one there too if you need it. The idea is that each card is devoted to one of those main points. So that's where you're going to share what you learned about your topic, and you're going to share where you found that information. Okay, so pay attention to the video that I sent last night. That should explain and show you what those things should look like. The blue conclusion cards review your main points, and they invite your audience to check out a specific website to learn more. And they also remind you to thank your audience for listening to your speech. Again, everything's there for you. The red cards and the blue cards, the beginning and the ending, really just walk you through what you're supposed to do. You just fill in your information. The white cards are more what you found. Okay, so you'll have to do a little bit of writing with that. Think of them as like mini paragraphs on each of those important topics. If you need digital copies of the note cards, there is a materials page. There's a click here for that. Intro, body, the main point cards, and the conclusion cards are here. Again, if you want to download them from home and try to print them, awesome. If you cannot print from home, just take pencil and paper and recreate them, or use 3x5 note cards. You can make them on your own. The ones that I'm giving out in class, they're color coded to kind of help keep them separate, but it doesn't have to be that way. And then there's also a link here for the research worksheet. But again, all these things were sent to you last night in an email, and to your parents last night in an email. All right, the last thing is I just want to show you that the video that I sent you is here on this page as well. So this kind of walks you through the process, walks you through what the note cards looks like. This is not a difficult project. It takes a little bit of effort on your part, though, to do the research and learn or find out about those animals. Okay? If you have any questions, ask. Again, the expectation is when you return, if you're in quarantine or you're isolated, you're supposed to be back next week, most of you. When you return to school, this should be done. So bring your cards. I'm not going to make you give a speech. Most likely on the day you return, I'll give you some time to practice, at least a day to practice, right? But if you show back up on Thursday, we'll just kind of see what happens. Maybe you're ready to give your speech. What I told your parents was I told your parents to encourage you to deliver the speech at home and to practice at home. The more times you practice with the speech, the easier it will be. Don't freak out about standing up in front of people, even though some people it bothers them. I understand. Even I get that way. But don't think about that as much as thinking about knowing what your speech is about and knowing how to get through it. You hold on to those cards and you use those to help you get through it. It's a good thing to practice, and it's a good thing to experience. So if you have questions, email me. I probably won't send another email tomorrow or another video tomorrow because it's going to be the same as today. Just trying to get kids through their research and filling out their cards. And once they're done with that, the kids in class will start practicing back and forth. They'll pair up. They'll maybe go to the hall and they'll just kind of present to each other. So you can do the same thing at home. If you have questions, let me know. Have a great day, and I'll see you later.